Welcome to the McAllister Report. We join John McAllister, top football evaluator, as he shares wisdom and interviews coaches and athletes from around the country. Enjoy today's podcast.
This is John McAllister with the John McAllister Report. And today my guest is a defensive tackle from Thomas Worthington High School, a suburb of Columbus, Ohio. And Francis Brewu has the potential to be really, really good because he has the quickness, the explosion, and toughness and athleticism to be a very good 3 technique or 0 technique inside defensive lineman. I talked to him about a lot of different things today. I want to talk to him, and most importantly, I want him not to gain weight. He's up to 265, 270. I think he needs to stand in there. Talking with him briefly, seems like a tremendous young man, and I know he's got a good football future. So before you sit back and watch my video podcast with Francis Brewu, please push the like button, I'm trying to build up my followers. Thank you. Have a great day. Today, as I said earlier, my guest is Francis Brewu from Thomas Worthington High School. And actually, I said earlier, I saw him as a sophomore, and I think I called his coach almost immediately because I was so surprised how quick he was. And I got to see him. Francis, how are you today?
I'm doing really well. It's a bit cold out, but that's fine. How are you?
I'm good. It's cold out, and that's not fine for me, man. I'm 74. Too cold. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk a lot about you. I really am excited because I think you've added some weight now, right?
Yes, sir. I'm around 270 right now.
You stay there.
Yeah.
Don't get any. My goodness, if you can stay at 270, then you've done a great job.
Yes, sir.
275. Don't get up in there because your strength right now is your quickness.
Yeah.
Strength are your feet. Your strength is your athleticism, bending, and you don't need to be one of those big fat defensive linemen now.
Yeah.
Seriously, and those days are changing. By the way,
that's
if you
good.
can't move, you can't play.
Yes,
I mean, the old Phil, some you can get away with a couple, but you got to have guys that can get off the ball and get to the quarterback.
Definitely.
Okay, why football? You play any other sports, by the way?
No, sir, just football. I used to wrestle and throw a shot put, but I just play football now.
Okay. Why don't you throw the shot and discus in the spring? Get back and play another sport. Have some fun.
That's what I was thinking about. But
how far do you throw the shot?
In 8th grade, I could throw it about 38 feet.
Okay.
No, it was 7th grade. I could throw it 38.
Okay. What I'm saying is, boy, and I know you have a good program, but track would really help you work on the discus and stuff.
Okay.
Work on those things, the shot, explosiveness, and balance. Anyway, I'm an old track coach as well as football coach. So
cool.
That's why I'm coming off that way. Okay. You're training in the winter. You're training now, right?
Yes, sir. I'm in the weight room every single day. Working.
What's the biggest thing you have to work on in the weight room? What do you do?
Right now I'm trying to get my upper body to par because my legs have always been really strong naturally. Last off season my squat max was around 575, but my bench max was 365. So I'm trying to get that back up. Because during the season I lose strength because I'm not hitting the weight room as hard. I'm just focusing on the season. So my goal bench wise is probably about 415 before the season.
Good. And you got all spring and summer to do that.
Yes, sir.
And that's really good. Why football? Tell
You,
me why you like to play football.
I just like it because the violence of the sport. I mean, you can just line up in front of someone and just destroy them every single play, and you can do that without getting in trouble. So that's why I love the sport, and that's why I love defensive line. Because if two guys are coming at me, I take that as a challenge, and I say I'm gonna split these two guys, I'm gonna destroy them, and I'm gonna ruin the play. It's just fun.
Well, it's so good because most linemen say defense and offense that they play. One of the reasons is they like to hit people and not get in trouble.
Yeah,
No running back, no quarterback says that.
yeah,
All linemen say that.
yes, sir.
But good, that's good. As you look back on your career, is there anybody that you just look back and has been pushing you and making you better? Anybody you give credit to that for?
So my older brother used to play football, and back in the day, he was always a guy who, he would be in a gym every single day. And back in the day, I was the one who was like, yeah, I'm not feeling it today, but just going and working out with him and competing, it just got me into it. So I would say my older brother really pushed me into being where I'm at right now.
That's
And
really
also, yeah, my dad and my mom, they're really hard workers. So like just seeing them just shows me I should be able to work hard too. So
that's good. That's good. Good environment to be a workout and stuff. Okay. Uh, what are words? And we'll go to something else. What are words that you live by? I mean, is there a quotation or a quote or in your football locker room? I bet you have signs up, little sayings and stuff like that. Is there anything that you live by?
accountability is what I try to live by.
Accountability. Tell me what that means.
It means doing the things to where you have the right to hold other people accountable. You have to do what you're preaching before other people can listen to you.
For sure. For sure. That's really good. Let's talk about school for a minute. Okay. How are your grades?
They're really good. This last semester, the semester just finished actually, and my semester grade point average is a 4.0. So it's really
I
good.
bet your mom, for some reason, I would guess your mom and dad are grinders, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I bet in a good way. I mean, I bet they kind of have an idea of where your grades are
Yes,
and
sir.
how hard you're working. That's
Definitely.
really good. Any long-term plans about what you'd like to be 10 years from now?
Um, I like debating, and I also like building things and figuring out problems. So I'm thinking maybe engineering or law.
Okay. That's good. That's really good. Uh, okay, let's talk about here's a funny one for you. I got three funny, at least I think they're funny. They're probably silly. Uh, if you could trade places with one person for one whole day, 6 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night, who would it be? And no limitations. Who would it be?
Who would it be? I would say Aaron Donald.
Well, obviously, silly question. Let's tell people who he is for sure and why.
He's a defensive lineman for the Los Angeles Rams, and I think he's the best D lineman ever. And it's a guy I always been studying. I studied hours and hours of his film, so it's a guy I really look up to. So I would just love to see what it's like to be in his position.
Wow, that's good. That's really he works pretty hard, and I heard he's a pretty good guy. I mean,
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good person and stuff, and that's important, I think, as well. Okay, let's talk about football then. Let's see. Let's talk about football. You're a defensive tackle. What are your strengths?
My speed is definitely one of the highest ones. My hands, because I really work my hands and my leverage. Because I'm not 6'6", but I see as a advantage being one of the shorter guys on the D line because I can get under someone. So I think my leverage, my speed, and my hands are.
Jeez, you took away everything I wanted to say to improve on. Yeah, that's really good. What else? Tell me anything else.
My strength was also, I would say, is a advantage for me because I would say I was always one of the strongest guys out there in the field. So I always was the one pushing people around. I never got pushed around this season because I spend a lot of time in the weight room, in the off season. Like personally, I think I've been the strongest person on the team since my freshman year, and on the whole team since my freshman year, and that's just because I'm always in the weight room. So
Good. Okay, what do you have to improve on? I think you talked about upper body strength because I really believe it's called man strength. I think you have man strength. You have to keep getting a little bit stronger. But boy, I'll tell you, don't cheat flexibility and athleticism. I
yeah,
mean, no, it's not like it used to be. It's not that way anymore. Strength, but I call it man strength because it's almost natural strength. And, people, pros, a lot of guys have it. Man, natural strength. Okay, what do you think you have to improve on?
I would like to improve my upper body strength, like I said earlier, and also I would like to get faster laterally, and I want to get off the ball even quicker. That's another thing I want to do better. So
Lateral strength would help too with you, I think. But here's what I see just what you saw as far as you have really good leverage. See, when you come off the ball, you got really good first two steps, which everybody has to have. I don't know if they call it twitch or whatever they call it, but I think those first two steps. I watched a really good girl play basketball last night, and she can shoot, but she doesn't have the first two steps. Now, if I told her that, people they wouldn't say, "Oh, I know." But she has to have it. Athletes have to have that real quickness, and you have that. And you've had really good coaching because as you come off the ball, your hands are coming up here, and they're pad. I call it pad under pad, and then college coaches look for this. Can you back off that lineman? Can you push that lineman back two steps? I mean, boom, like that right away. And I think that's important. And you do that. And you can get off the ball. The other thing is you've gotten better at it since I've watched you as a sophomore. You find the football better now. As you're looking for it instead of having your head down, and you get strong enough, guys get their head down and they lost the ball. You can come up here and still watch for the ball. And the other two more things, good things. The other thing is you get off the ball, you can get back into a rushing lane. And you get back. I don't know whether you do it coaching or natural, but you get right back because a lot of times guys get out of that rushing lane and the quarterback takes off.
yeah,
And the best thing is you watch a lot of defensive linemen. They'll do that real quick rush and they don't get to the quarterback, or they run by the quarterback. They don't finish. You finish, which is really good. Because you're always watching for the ball. I think you have a lot of positives, okay?
thank you.
But I'm boring people, but I'm telling you this. And then I think what you need to work on is what we've talked about. But the other thing is, for some reason, people don't double team you very much.
Oh,
Go ahead.
it just depends on the team. Like earlier in the year, it depends on the scheme. Like earlier in the year, I would like Westland and Beechcroft, those teams, I would get triple teamed a lot, actually. It's just when we got to like the Owens Handries, then it would be one or two guys after me. Then I would just,
Well, I didn't see that when I was looking at your video. You might put some plays on there sometime of breaking the double team, because how do you do that? Or do you let them take you, or do you drop your shoulder or whatever? But that might be something that, because I didn't see any of that. And then you can play three technique. I know the 6 and 7 outside, but boy, that three technique and even a zero, and I don't know what college is going to do with you for sure. But okay, Let's enough coaching football here, okay? We've talked about that. Another silly question, okay? What talent don't you have that you'd like to have, but you'll never get? What talent would you like to have, but you don't have, and you'll never be able to do
Um, hmm.
it? I'm just messing with you, man. Go ahead. What would it be? You got an idea?
um,
Can you play golf? I bet
no, I can't. I can't play. I would say being a good basketball player, like a good shooter, because I can't
Oh,
shoot at all.
uh-oh. Play defense then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you had the right. Just doing that, your wrist came through, man. You look good. Okay, that's really good. Just a few more questions, and I'll be done. We talked about improvement. Here's one especially this year. Now you're going into your senior year. What advice would you give to a young guy, either in the weight room or on practice? He's a freshman or sophomore, and he's dragging, and you can tell he wants to toss it in. Okay, he wants. What would you tell him? He wants to quit. What are you going to tell him?
I would say if you put the work in, everything gets easier. It could be hard right now, but if you want to be that guy, just put the work in when no one else is watching. And then when you're on the football field, it'll become easy.
Okay, good. And encourage him like crazy, right?
Yeah, just encourage them a lot.
That's really good. You're people. I just posted that. They're gonna see your name a lot this, in a lot this fall, a lot, and hopefully in the summer and things like that. And it's going to be great. Okay, I have just a few. Okay, they talk about energy. Guys having energy, all kinds of different energy. What energy will you bring this year as a senior to the football team? What energy will you bring?
Just high supportive energy. Just always hyping up my teammates and trying to get them to be better, to keep going.
Okay, and encouragement.
Yep.
Are you a rah guy, or are you a quiet guy?
I think it just depends on the situation. A lot of times I'm a quieter guy, and I just put my head down and I go to work. But if I need to be a raw guy and talk, I'll talk too. Yeah.
Okay. Now, your senior year, what will cause you to get lazy? How can you perform? Now, you're going to get a lot of publicity, and you're this and this, and some of these magazines. How's that going to control you? How's that going to affect you? Can you handle it or not? A lot of guys can't.
I can. That stuff doesn't mean anything to me, to be honest. The magazines, the all of that publicity, it doesn't really mean nothing to me. So it
Just,
would have no effect on me.
just play, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I really appreciate having you on my podcast,
Definitely.
and a lot of fun.
Yes,
And
sir.
I'm looking forward to seeing you, and I'll be down to a track meet, and looking forward to seeing you throw the shot and discus. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Last question. What do you hope your teammates say about you behind your back?
That he's a good leader. I think that's really important to leave a good impact on them. So I hope they say I'm a good leader because I try to be.
All kinds of leaders, all kinds, but one that they all have to have is trust, and they got to know you can walk your talk.
Yes, sir.
You can do that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. About recruiting, how is it going so far?
So it was a little slow start for me. I just got my first official offer, I'd say 3 weeks ago. So it's a bit slower than some of these other people that I'm hearing about. But I've been talking to a lot of schools. A lot of schools have come in to see me, and a lot of schools are coming to see me in January. So and OU offered me, which is a really good school, and a school that has always been one of my favorite schools. So I would love to play for OU. So it was just a perfect situation.
And then you will. The nice thing about January recruiting is whatever they tell you, they're looking for 24s and 25s. Whatever they can give you, college coaches can give you all that stuff about, well, no, they're junior recruiting is what they're doing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hey, have a great night. And if I can help you, please let me know.
Yes, sir. Thank you.